Bam, here we go live. Banging Steel Show, episode number 5. Right there, in effect. We did number 4 and we made it to number 5, man. I'm waiting for episode 100. That'll be the golden platinum mark. Episode 100 in the mix, man. What you think about that, D?
Sounds good to me, man.
It
One
sounds
show at
great.
a time. Let's get
It
there.
it sounds great to me as well. You damn right, man. One show at a time, man. All right. Now you guys don't know this, but we're about to get back into this discussion. We were talking about redistricting, and also the political parties and what they're representing, and some solutions, maybe some solutions or some good ideas that we could throw out there to implement some new strategies, just to so everybody can get what they want, or kind of get what they want by the parties that they represent. But actually, we're trying to, we seeing that things are so bent. Whereas you have a Democratic Party that is far leaning. You have a Republican Party that's far leaning. And I know you disagree with me on the Democrat side. You say it's right in the middle. I know. So let's pick back. Let's pick back up on that. Right in the middle. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, you say that you mentioned that the Republican Party is leaning to the right, the Democrat Party is leaning far to the left, but I disagree with that because right about now, with Biden up in there, Biden is a more moderate Democrat, and he
Right.
leans more towards the middle. Um,
Right.
And so my opinion is that that's the reason why. That's the reason why he polling the way that he polling right about now is because he's too busy trying to appease towards the middle, and trying to get a lot of bipartisan votes, bipartisan
Right. Right.
agreement on certain things, and can't get nothing done because
Right.
the conservative side, they not trying to hear it. They too far to the right.
I,
So
yeah, I want to keep that conservative label off of them, though, man. I know that they're labeled that because of what they say that they are and what they say that they represent. But um, nah, man, no true conservative will call them a conservative. They would call them what they are, fascist. Conservatives don't uh, live, or by those particular principles that they state, or the things that they believe in, the things that they actually say, in public. No real conservative would want to say things like that in public. They would be ashamed of saying it, or trying to do it. What this is a more extremist side, and I just that label. Oh, well, they're
I will agree
conservative.
with that.
I don't. They're not conservative at all in my book. There is no way that you could say, oh, that's what conservatives are like. No, actually, no,
Well,
not what they're
true.
like.
I believe I believe you when you say no true conservative would agree with that, but right about now it's kind of hard to distinguish that because when
I agree with that.
the folks who representing the conservative party are like that, then it gets grouped in with the rest. It gets grouped in with the rest.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
that's
I
just
agree with that.
unfortunate truth.
I agree with that. Guilt by association.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and articulation in this fact. I mean, in the facts of like what they say, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because let's be honest. Let's be
That's
honest.
not what that is.
I hear you, but let's be honest. That radical part of the Republican Party has been gradually growing, and brewing
Absolutely.
since the days of the Tea Party. And I think
Absolutely.
all those currently in play uh, were birthed birthed my tongue out of the Tea Party group, and now they're just
You said
all the way.
birthers.
No, no, no. I'm saying that the Tea Party birthed
Oh, birth.
these
Okay.
far right uh, cons- conservatives, what some would call far right conservatives or Republicans, whatever you want to call it.
I got you. It's just is really just logically hard for me to digest because no, I think that they're all rhinos, Republican in name only. That's what I think they are. They're all rhinos, and I don't believe that any of the stuff that they say is related to any form of true conservatism. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to lead into that modern day conservatism, if that's what they want to call it, needs an enema. It needs to be cleaned out and separated for what it really and truly is. Um, yeah, I most definitely don't subscribe to any of
How
the notions that they put out, man. None of them.
how sway, as somebody once said, like how can they clean out the party when that's where the party is starting to grow. That's where they're growing it. That's what they're bringing in more and more of that type
Right.
of Republican, that type of Marjorie Green, Bobart,
Well,
Gates. They bringing in more of those
yeah,
type of people ever
I
since
got you. I
Agent
got you.
Orange. And if
But
you
you can still snatch it.
if the true Republicans want to uh, do away with that part of their party, they have to speak up and speak out
Right.
uh, when it's necessary. But they ain't doing that. They not doing anything like that. Matter
No,
of
no,
fact,
they're not. But
they bowing out, retiring, and exiting
wow.
stage left and making more room for those types.
It can be
What I
it most definitely can be swept away from them. It can be taken away from them. It with everything, it's always about those voices. Something new, a new energy, a new way of thinking. Somebody bold enough to take those, take that away, from them, and then be able to do, reshape a different direction. I understand you hear those same voices over and over again, but at this point, you're still dealing with uh, um, radicalizing. You're still being radicalized on one point. You're still doing that to the other, and being reinforced and reinforced. Nah, I mean, someone that's eloquent can snatch that. This is chess. This is chess. This is not checkers. This is chess. And they can be as big and as bold as they would like to be, but I'm telling you, man, all it takes is that to take that away and redefine it. I mean, we're constantly redefining and reshaping things, you know what I'm saying? Constantly. So nothing ever stays the same. It modifies, it grows, it evolves, it eventually turns into something. Yeah, there's some hard parts to it. Yes, there are some difficult parts to it, but someone is always like outside of that, looking at it a different way to retool it to make it better. All I'm saying is, with this situation, with this party that's going a particular direction to where they're they're soiling they're fucking up the name of conservatism. Basically, they fucking it up. They shitting on it. You gotta
let them do it. If you ask me, let them
snatch
do
that
it.
away. Well, they can do it, but they got to get a name up, because they messing up the name. They can do it, but they got to give the name up. That's all I'm saying. They can do it. Just don't put that name on there. You know, as far as And the other side, I mean, hell, the what they call them, the liberals, they made that a terrible sour name. You know, that's bad, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But you got to have a voice out there that's going. You can't trust politicians that are paid by PACs and other governing orders that put money into them just so they can say certain things, no matter on what side of the fence they're on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Agreed. And that's why
no,
uh, on the Democrat side of the spectrum, they have been gradually trying to get rid of those what they call corporate Dems. You know, uh, from what I've been seeing, I don't know. My opinion is this, man. From what I've been seeing on it, uh, they're the more reasonable, rational party out of the two. I would say that they are the more reasonable party at this moment in time. Um,
okay,
yes, don't get me wrong; it's not perfect by no means because you know I have my issues with Biden, but I don't have enough issues where I would be like, okay, I'm not voting Democrat. I'm gonna vote Republican because Democrat hadn't produced anything. They have produced some things, but have they produced what I voted for them to produce? Not yet. To TBD, to be determined. You
right.
know, um, but again, if I compare what the Democrats got going on right about now to what the Republicans have going on right now,
Uh,
there's no way I would vote, me personally, vote Republican. No, because they too damn radical right about now. They too far to the right. They too far in that fringe side and way of thinking. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And again, since we was talking about the Democrats, I
right.
I would agree that they're not perfect. Um, even even some of the super progressive Dems, I might not agree with everything on, but I would play my cards over there versus the other option.
Okay. Okay.
Because history
I got
shows, put it like this, history shows that Black Americans have made more progress. If you, damn, I hate to say it like that, but for a lack of better words, we've benefited more. How about that? We've benefited more by voting Democratic versus, and right off the top of my head, I can't lay out
you.
the
Think
facts in that,
you think so?
but I've seen the statistics on so it's not think I know so.
No.
However,
Okay.
I don't have
Okay.
that information in front of me right now to recite it to you, but
Okay. Well, I can look. Like I don't have the statistical information. I don't have that. But what I do have though is, let's compare. Okay, let's take California. That's a blue state. That's a deep blue state. And let's take Texas, which is a red state. Okay. So let's remove
technically it's
everything else.
purple right about now.
Not yet until after a major election occurs. Right now, as far as registration goes, yes, it's leaning towards a different way, but we'll
Like
go.
2020. After
Well,
2020,
it
it was
not
considered
not
purple.
enough to make it that. It's predicted that with the next movement. It's a gradual through through increase of population, registered voting, all that stuff. Who's most likely to vote, all that. But yes, it's trending that way, without a doubt. It's trending that way. election or whatever prognosticators say that uh, Texas will be blue maybe in a year. It'll be solid blue or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But California, blue state. Texas still a red state. Even its House majority, all that this governing intergoverning interest is deep red still. Um, look at minority or black opportunity in California, and look at black opportunity in Texas. Okay, in California, a felon, a felon, someone just getting out of prison has absolutely no opportunities there. I'm talking about you don't even have opportunity to get a job simply because of just felonies, right? But if you take that and go to Texas, you take that and you come out as a felon or whatever in Texas, we had a second chance. We have the second chance bill, that opportunity there where we can get employed as felons. A lot of these warehouses, hell, the Union Pacific, a lot of major businesses will hire felons just like that. No problem on the background. There
When
is
did
very difficult,
let
very
me pause
difficult.
right there. Let me pause right there.
When
When
that
did
occurred,
that when did that occur?
when Obama was in office.
So 2008-ish on up.
Oh yeah, most definitely on up. And matter of fact, when it was proposed, and that's what he did. That's what he was trying to do. Texas had already implemented this bill and made it what it is today, where felons can get jobs, and I'm talking about great paying jobs, not no bullshit jobs, great paying jobs. So as far if just even on that, where there's an opportunity to flourish. Okay, there are opportunities to flourish in the red state. There are no opportunities to flourish in blue state. So it's a different paradox. When you in the blue state, you look at all these things that they have with these laws, these bylaws, what you can do, what you can't do, the opportunity for ownership, all that stuff, land ownership, land acquirement, all that stuff. It's outrageous. There are no black folks just really buying stuff out there. Whereas you coming into Texas, black folks are buying land pretty freely. I'm talking about land pretty freely. Land added on to new properties. They're getting way more bang for their buck in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Whereas and far less taxes that
I'm
they
gonna have
have
to
to
look.
deal with.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Oh man, go ahead. We can look it up now. We can look it up. We can look it up now. But there are way for black folks, there are way more opportunities in red states than there are in blue states. That's a fact.
That very well might be an opportunity, but I wouldn't say more opportunity. You know,
I would. I'm not.
hmm,
Listen, it's not. I'm not giving props to any Republicans, but what I am when I tell you about conservative, okay, Texas exists and is what it is, and the principles of Texas, what it is, are by conservative means. Meaning, I do have the opportunity to go out and acquire money. I got a choice too. I can do it illegally or legally, but I got two opportunities to do it. Okay, right here, and I can flourish. You know what I'm saying? I can either flourish and pay the price, or flourish legally and grow and do what I can do. I don't have those opportunities in a lot of blue states. I don't.
okay. I mean, you say California. right about now, I don't know too much about what goes on in California. So
Look,
I
okay,
think,
think of a blue state, New York, New Jersey. Go into, you got a lot in that area. Do you hear anybody talking about they went to New York and just flourished and had land and was able to develop it and do X, Y, and Z?
I mean, most of the Democratic states are
I'm just saying.
more
I'm not downing
citywide.
them.
Like they
I'm
have,
looking at the. I'm not downing them. I'm looking at where the opportunities lie. That's
yeah,
all.
no, I hear you. I
That's
do.
all.
I hear you. But what I was getting ready to say is that like New York is a city,
It's New York, New York.
right? And obviously, you're not going to be able to buy any land, like you can here in Texas, you know,
Okay.
because there's more city. I mean, okay, if you go outside of New York City, like
Yes,
on the outskirts,
New York has rural areas. Yes,
this is true, right?
it
Um,
does.
yeah. So again, I would have to look into that before I uh, make an opinion on it because
I'm just
I
saying,
don't
bro.
know. But what I will say is that based on what you have said, okay, cool. That very well might be the case here in a Texas where that's a good opportunity to do.
We have a
But
mass migration
what?
of people from California to Texas that are coming here to because of the opportunities. We
Well,
have what
mainly because of the
we have
cost of living.
mass migration of folks from Louisiana, Mississippi. All come in because of opportunities,
Yeah, mainly because of the state tax and things like that is what's causing them to,
because the
come this
opportunity.
direction. And yeah, yeah,
It's the
most definitely
opportunity.
there are jobs coming to Texas as well. Um, but
Tons.
yeah,
There are what tons. Employers are literally buying information, backdated old information, just to try to get folks to work for their company because they can't get anybody to work for their company. There are now hiring signs all over the place. Anybody can get a job right now in Texas, currently, right now, because the job market is so saturated with jobs, but yet unfilled. All these jobs are not filled. So you could move in, you could come here from a whole different state, move to a motel and get a great paying job that'll boost you out of that into an apartment or a house or a rent house very quickly. So there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities here.
but even across the really, this is countrywide. The cost of living is going up everywhere. So all those people trying to escape California or escape Oklahoma, New York. Not let's leave Oklahoma out of there. It is people coming from Oklahoma, but what I'm more alluding to is that to your point about California and the New York, yeah, those people are coming this direction, but again,
They're
the cost
flourishing.
of living is
They're
rising
they're flourishing here.
countrywide. So all those people who thought they were saving, some money moving here, they getting uh,
Well,
a
okay.
rude awakening because it's kind of a
Yeah.
little bit the same.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
say
the
little bit.
cost of living. Yes, gas is gas is high here, right? But higher in California, higher in New York, higher in New Jersey. Yes, it's high here because yeah, we spoiled by cheap gas because we do have some of the cheapest gas around. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we spoiled by that. But yes, it may be high because we have a standard that we set it by. But when we start looking at snapshots of somebody in California by a gas station, and we look and we're like, damn, I would never pay that for gas. Even though we paying three something and they paying damn near five, our mentality, I'll never pay that for gas. So yes, cost of living, but look how it affects. Yes, cost of living affected here in California makes it high. The cost of living here in Texas, yes, it makes it high, but it makes it high
It
by our standard.
Anywhere the population is more, that's
No,
where you
that's
get
not gonna
these
work.
higher that's where you get these higher, prices for
No, that's
gas.
not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That
That's what I've seen.
that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Cost of, no, that's not gonna, yeah, that's not gonna work because
Supply and demand.
you talking about population turns into consumption, correct?
Yes,
About consumption, right?
yes.
So are you saying that they have a lesser population there in California?
No, I'm saying they have more population,
Which means what? If it's
meaning
more if it's more population, then by what you're saying, I believe what you're saying, then the gas should be way cheaper than our gas because the way the
not
numbers balance out.
not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Yeah, but if the population is way higher than our population, that means the price of gas should be lower due to consumption. It should be a bit, whether it's 10 cent or 20 cent, it should be lower by consumption because it's still profitable because it's consumed in volume by a larger population.
My
So here,
understanding about that, and I'm not an expert on this by no means,
okay,
but my understanding on that is that if the population is a larger amount and you have a lot of people demanding this product, which is gas, then they raise the price on it, not lower the price on it because it is in one
if
high
they
demand and not enough I mean there is enough, but
nah.
the
There's a
volume is
word for that. There's a word for that you talk that you that you're saying. It's called gouging. That's called gouging. If you have a high population with a high demand and you raise the price of gas because of that, yeah, that's called gouging. And
that I know. Yep.
the way that people rebel against gouging is they start doing what they call carpooling and catching the bus or doing different things like that. They'll reduce consumption, and therefore those people who put those gouges into effect, they have to reduce the price of gas or they're gonna take a hit. So it's a smart fight both ways. But if a company ever do something like that, I mean everybody's pretty much been through gouging to a degree, and the people
Yes.
have responded very well. They stopped buying gas, or they start doing carpools, or they start doing X, Y, and Z, and that hurts those gas companies. So they got it keeps them playing even. But even on the market, when we're looking at the market, we are a gas producing state. We have oil and things, so we can actually
Yeah.
have we have those resources. We have Exxon, we have all that down in the Gulf, down in there in Texas. So with that, we can contribute, and with that contribution, that means that the price of gas will be lower. And in some instances where it's significantly high in other states, we can have it significantly low. Why? Because we are a producer. We produce it. You're not producing it like that in California. You're not producing it. You're producing it in like Louisiana and Texas, but you don't have that going down in California like that. So therefore they're relying on outside, interest to bring those type of resources in. So that has a lot to do with it as well. But yeah, most definitely, man.
Who's benefiting
Sure,
here in
sure.
Texas from the ability to produce our own gas and oil?
What say that again?
Who's benefiting off of that ability to produce here in Texas our own oil and gas?
I know for a fact that it's not me. That part I know. Um, but I also know this. Um, you pick and choose. You pick and choose your endeavors, meaning that
This is true.
whatever it is that you want to do, you go out and do it, master it, become the king of it, and make it happen.
Do
You
you
know,
know of Do you know of a person of color who owns here in Texas who owns oil company or gas company?
no, I don't.
Don't don't either. Uh,
But what is
and
that? But what is yeah? But let me ask you something. Is that? But what does that mean though? What does
uh,
that mean?
it has several meanings to it to me. Um, one being that long time ago, our land was taken from us, our ancestors rather, who had actual, or let me rephrase that, our ancestors.
Taken by what means?
Let me get
What
there.
you talking about? Black folks
Yes,
they had land taken.
hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay,
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 so
okay.
some of us, some of our, and I emphasize some. Some of us have ancestors who actually had land here in Texas uh, when they were freed slaves, etc. Um,
Uh huh.
but over time, either one, that land was taken, or two, those immediate kids sold that land because they couldn't benefit from it. They didn't see the benefit in holding on to that land, uh, and it's no longer in our family's possession. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I get it. I
but
got
also,
I got a hell of a rebut to that, but yeah, I get
okay,
it.
that's
I
fine.
get
I welcome that. I can't wait to hear it. But what I'm getting at is that these Texas laws. I mean, I hate to. No, I don't hate. I'm just gonna say it like
Say
that.
it.
Yeah, these laws again, you mentioned before that Texas is a red state, and yeah,
Yeah, it is
red mean these MFs been conservative for a long time,
very
and
much so.
the conservative way in the past was always the racist KKK way. Now,
No,
don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure it's
no,
not so much like that, but it's still a little bit like that.
no.
Anyhow, I'm not. What I'm getting at is that the laws were created to benefit them, and those same laws that were created, were to disenfranchise our folks who once upon a time had that land, and they were forced to get rid of that land uh, uh, at a cheap price. Then you have these people come in, buy that land, and now they drilling on it, and they the ones getting paid off the natural gas that they drilling in there, or they're getting paid off drilling in that same land and pulling up oil out of it
Okay,
that some of us used to own long time ago. That's where I was trying to get to.
right,
I kind of compressed that, to fit it in, but there's
right,
a whole lot more details in all of that. What I'm trying to say.
right.
In other words, we not the ones benefiting from this oil and natural gas that's going on right about now.
Uh, man, we're not the ones benefiting from anything. Okay, we don't. Yeah, we're not benefiting from the resources that we have around us, just resources that we have around us, we don't benefit from. We don't even take advantage of the resources that are around us. We
I
don't.
think I think we
You make up. You make
taking
up when
I think we're not
you
taking
said that
advantage of
about
it
the
as
land.
much as we can, but there are those that are taking utilizing those tools that's in front of them.
No. Not for okay for the most part with the for the most part when you look at population percentage, uh if it's down in that lower that point one or point no, let's do this five, let's just say 5%, which is a high number, is 5%, we still ain't doing shit. We still ain't doing shit. We still not doing anything to be effective. And we are on the economic chain. We are the $1 billion consumers. We are the straight consume. We all we do is consume. We are the consumers.
Now this
Can't
is true.
nobody. So that means if you are the bona fide consumer, that means you are not the bona fide builder. You are not the bona fide creator. You are not the bona fide producer. No, the other bona fide builders and producers, they get their wealth off of the bona fide consumers because the consumers are not building anything. They're not producing anything. They're not manufacturing anything. But all those things to do all that is right there in front of the consumer, but they're not taking advantage of that. They're
See,
they're
this
just
is
want they
why.
just want they just want to take advantage of the of consuming. That's it. That's
Mhm.
it. That's what
Man,
I that's what I see.
yeah, no,
That's
I heard you, and that's a good point because I definitely believe that that is the case. Right about now, Black Americans are consumers for the most part,
yes.
and you know, but man, dude, there is a reason why, and I'm not saying that we are like victim, victim, victim. But this is one of the reasons why critical race theory needs to be researched and looked
Well, who?
into and
Okay,
studied more
okay.
because it is true that a lot of this stuff is baked into the laws of this country. Uh, Racism, prejudice, stereotype, all of that stuff. And what I mean by that is the reason why I can equate that to this subject, this topic, is because of when the reason we are consumers. Because if we switch it up and try to be um, the opposite, go the opposite route, and be uh, uh, what you call sellers, it's set up to where we, can well, I'm not gonna say do anything, but it's made to where it's very, very hard for us to succeed in that avenue. Don't get me wrong. There are people, there are what you call exceptions to the rule.
Exceptions.
Yeah, but man, when for the most part, like you said, for the most part, i- Channel 8, okay, Channel 8 News did they got this special report that they call Banking Below 30,
Okay,
and they do investigative reporting on black and brown businesses south of Interstate 30.
okay.
The reason, for the most part, the reason why the black entrepreneurs, businesses, are not succeeding that much or having that much success is because they are not uh, able to benefit from some of the same opportunities that others are able to benefit from.
Like what?
Like, I know we've had this conversation before to where
Right.
you've said that we don't necessarily have to um uh, what's the word I'm looking for, don't necessarily have to utilize banks, and
We
loans and
don't.
stuff like that. And I
We
would
don't.
agree with you for the most part. But again, like I was saying before, man, some of these black owned businesses that's trying to be more successful, sometimes they need that help. They sometimes they just it's just a harsh reality. Sometimes they need that extra push
bruh,
to make their business more possible consumers.
bruh. As a black owned business owner, I've dealt with other black owned businesses, and I'm gonna tell you something. They stay inside of a box. They feel like the new way of commercing, you know what I'm saying, is something that they totally don't understand, when they should be honest that they it's not that they don't understand, it's that they don't want to understand it. You okay? I There are businesses that are up, black businesses that are up, that are totally happy with the same money. Totally happy with the same money. They don't want any type of growth or expansion of their business. They just happy with that same money. Okay. There's no there we could say yeah, the banks is they doing this, they not allowing that. Yeah, and that may be like the dead on case. But also at the same time, why are we stifling our benefits?
I'm pretty sure some of them are like that. That
It's a
goes
lot
to
of
it.
them like
That
that.
goes to an
No,
individual.
but hold on. But check this out. But let me get to this. Now, I can get ignored by my own people, and I can get told, you know what I'm saying, everything up under the sun, or every reason why they don't want to do X, Y, and Z. But I got these other people that don't look like me, okay, wanting damn near consultations on how to do certain things. That my own people totally throw by the wayside. Totally say, oh, I ain't messing with that, or man, I don't really know nothing about that, not realizing how beneficial it would be, how beneficial it would be to their business overall. But we look at it like this. Well, I ain't gonna say we, because I don't look at it like that. But there's this thing that I see that's pretty common. Once you get to this certain level, that's it. Once you get to a certain level, that's it, and then you start to plateau. At any point that a business starts to plateau, at some point it's gonna drop. Why? Because it's plateauing. It's not elevating itself, it's just plateauing. A lot of businesses like that, they plateau. Why? Because they like the same money. They love it. They absolutely love it and don't want to change it. And it's not that the banks don't want to give them. I'm sure the banks are more than willing to put them in debt. But the facts are that they, during that period of being of plateauing, they have enough money to reinvest into themselves and grow, expand, and modify their business.
I'm
I've
not
this
saying that
I've
none of the
dealt with.
information. I'm not saying that what you're saying is not true, because that is most definitely the case. But both scenarios can be true at the same time, and from what I see, they are, because the proof has been proven several times that these banks are not granting small business loans um, in the same volume
I
amount that
wouldn't.
they are doing it for other folks of other colors north of 30. So Oak
Okay.
Cliff, Oak Cliff, South Dallas, um, and all the way, left, right, and south are
Uh-huh.
not getting. Like, you could drive around, go down Camp Wisdom, go down Hampton. You'll see,
Yeah.
look left and right. You will see that a
Well,
lot of
what?
those businesses, though, even those shopping center areas, have not been developed since the freaking 70s or 80s, when me and you was, running around as youngsters. Now, there's been plenty of businesses in and out, in and out, in and out, but
Right.
the overall scenery, buildings, it has not been developed, and that goes to show
I
that
don't know.
some of these owners owners who very well might want to, hey, we want to do something over here. We want to redevelop the area. They not getting those loans to be able to do so. And don't get me wrong,
I
I
don't
hear
know.
what you're saying also by some of the business owners. They're comfortable with making a certain amount of money and that's it for them.
But
But then again, there's those other ones who want to expand, their business and continue to
well,
expand and
the
continue to
ones
grow.
who want to are actually doing it though. The ones who want to are actually doing it, and you can see it. And as far as development goes, I'm about to open up another store in Bishop Arts. That's a developed area, gentrified as hell, but it's a developed area, and that's in Oak Cliff.
It
That's
is a
in North
developed
Oak.
area.
That's
But
in
look,
North Oak Cliff.
but look at who has been doing the developing over there.
Well, guess where that development money comes from?
Caucasian individuals.
Mm-mm. I don't, you know what, man? um,
They have bought up all that property over there. They've all the people who used to stay over there. Hey, we'll give you this amount for your house. To them, that's good money, and they like, okay, and they're taking that check and they moving, and then they
like
come
the
in
ones
there,
that
they
sold like the
remodel.
ones that sold their like the ones that sold their land to go integrate.
This is true. This is true. But
That
the
you can
problem about it is they reach the most vulnerable people to do that. They
like
they they
the ones who
deprive.
own land.
But hear me out though. There's a cause and effect for all of that. They will deprive a certain area to where it's diminished to the point to where those individuals are basically have no choice but to take that money that's being offered to them because they're not getting anything else until that person comes in and offer them a big fat check. Okay, I'll take that check, and then they move out, and then they move in, and then they redevelop the area when they could have went in there and redeveloped the area with those same people still there, or help out the ones who are the entrepreneurs in
But
that area.
it don't yeah it don't take an entrepreneur to do anything. Yeah, all it take
I
listen,
agree. It's a
all it takes
compilation
is
of
this.
things.
Man, they out okay. Now they outsmart us with money and tactics, and we give into it every time. That right there, that's what cost us. That's the reason why we in the conditions that we in right now is because of money and tactics. We wasn't hip to the money and we wasn't hip to the tactics, and that's the reason why we in this very damn situation we in right now. And that's why we could point, oh, it's them, it's them, it's them. It's true, it is them. It came from them, but they threw out the line and we took the bait.
Yeah, I mean, again, a
But
lot
hold
of things
on.
can be
They threw out
true
the
at the
line. We
same
took the
time.
base.
A lot
Money
of things
and
can be
tactics.
true.
We fall for money and we fall for tactics. We don't want to outsmart the game because I don't know why we don't want to play the game. Me, myself, I absolutely love playing the game. I love it. Okay. It seemed like to me, there ain't nothing holding me back. Nothing's holding me back. Nothing's holding me back from having conversations with farmers that produce millions of pounds of material that I need. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with me picking up that phone. And what's the worst that can happen to me if somebody say no or hell no and just hang up the phone? Nothing. But if we believe in
You got to know. The worst is you have to know.
that's what I'm saying. That's
That's
what I'm
it.
saying. We don't
At
even
some point, you
practice.
have to keep on striving and keep
We
on
don't
pushing
practice.
forward. Don't get me
We're not
wrong. I agree.
practicing the law of averages. We're not practicing the law of averages. We need to, hey, boom, this is this, because you never know. You never know. That could happen to you, and boom, before you know it, you hit a pocket and you doing some things. but we're not exploring. If we're gonna take first hand with the money and the tactics and go from there and say, oh well, it was them. Well, true, it was them, but it was us too, because we bid on the money and the tactics. We knew that that wasn't no legit money. We knew that wasn't no long money. You know what I'm saying? We knew the tactic was fraudulent. We knew it was, but we liked the money, and when we fell for the tactic, we fell in love with the tactic, and then we took the money, and then we spent the money and cussed them out later on for that shit. That's what it was, for something that had long-term value to it, like land, like property. We talk about folks owning land, you know, black folks owning land and being taken out of that land. A lot of them black folks did exactly what you just said. They fell for money and tactics. Why? Because they wanted to. They wanted to be out of those situations, and they wanted to move someplace where they could integrate, or whatever the process was, leaving the value of what they had, the
It's
value
it's
the
a it's
value
a
of this nation,
it's a very
the
designed
value of
tactic.
this nation. It's a
It's a
yes,
very
it's a
designed
design
tactic.
tactic. But
Create a
how is it
problem,
so bad that you
offer
fall
a
for it?
solution.
It can't, man. It can't be that tempting to where you just gotta fall for it. I ain't fell for the shit.
Everybody don't fall for it. It's true. Everybody don't fall for it. But man, when you deprive an area so much, and individuals get to a point where they're almost, desperate, of course they're gonna take the money. Of course. Now, all everybody won't. There is gonna be that percentage that's gonna be wise and smart and be like, man, there's got to be another way, and they, figure it out. Figure it out. It's gonna be hurdles. It's gonna be obstacles, but
You
they
know,
figure it out. But everybody is
I'm
not in that same mind frame
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. But at the same time, when you talk about a deprived area, what's the stop? Check it out. If a deprived area is the streets is messed up, sidewalks, all this stuff is messed up, what's the stop? What is the stop? The folks in that neighborhood going to the city council and say, hey, we live over here on the south side of so and so, and we want to know why the niggas can't get nothing done over here. Why our streets is like this? Why is this? Why we ain't doing this? Nobody went and applied pressure for the city to come through and say, hey, damn, hey, we need to fix this. So we got some bond money coming through, and we need to allot that bond money over there to improve that neighborhood. It's really about those voices, though.
And this also, all of this also goes along with, okay, there very well might be an individual who has the business, but he needs to align himself with people who are in the know and knowledgeable on how to grow that, because
what you
everybody
mean?
who starts, huh?
What you mean in the
Where
know
I'm
of what?
where I'm going is that, uh like the comment that you've made on several times now, building relationships, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
it goes to that point. It's like, one person very well might have the idea to open up a business. Boom, that
Okay.
business is open, that business is working, but then they hit that plateau, like you saying. Well, now it's like, okay, well, you need to align yourself with somebody who knows how to go to that next stage that you don't know how to go to, or pass it along in the family. Like, okay, father might have opened up a business, son should go off to school or college, or learn more information in regards to that particular business, on how to continue to grow that business. You don't always have to go to school to get a degree, but at least educate yourself on said subject, on how to continue to grow the business, whether it's family business, whether it's just you hooking up with a business partner. That's what I'm trying to say.
I
Build those relationships, and that would be a way for an individual to get past that so-called plateau, where they comfortable making this certain amount of money, and that's it. Well,
I
you can
see it
get to
all
that
the
next
time.
level
I
if
see it
you
all the
partner
time.
up with somebody.
I see it all the time. It's a matter of fact. It's a in Garland. There's a black owned business there. It's a barbecue place. It's Meshack's Barbecue over there in Garland, and they're like voted like in D magazine like number one barbecue in the state of Texas. But here's the downfall. They always buy the exact same pounds of meat and everything, and they don't even post business hours. They just open until they sell out that exact poundage of meat that they didn't allotted, and that's it. They done with their day.
And then they
That's
done for
me.
the day.
That's it. They comfortable with the same money, bro, and got that type of popularity. You can come through there through Avenue D over there in Garland and
Mhm.
find a line of people standing out in the street to get that barbecue.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so to that point, there's a similar business like that over in Grand Prairie. It's a barbecue place off of I think that's Main Street or Jefferson
Hmm.
over there in Grand Prairie,
Right.
and they the same way. They open up for a certain amount of hours, sell what they sell. After that time, that's it. They done. And
Yeah.
this is like in the middle of the day, like by 2 o'clock,
That's it.
they done.
They love that same money. It's
And
just the
it's
same money.
my thing is like, sometimes I've wanted to go over there and get some barbecue because I heard it was pretty good, but I'm thinking of going around dinner time, like 5, 6, 7,
Right.
and they long shut down by
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
So
It's
no, I
it's
I, I hear you.
it's that okay, we'll do this. I'm a man when I get to where my store produces the same money, it's a sign. If I say, okay, this is what I expect for this month, and I gain what I expect for that month, and for the following month, if I have that same gain, there's a problem. Okay, there's a problem. So I can't look at it and say, oh well, I'm getting the same money, so I'm gonna do the same thing. No, man, your business will fail. Just think about that time when something happens, where you don't get those sales. All of a sudden, you don't have the same money. You got less, right? But you never you didn't you prepare yourself for the same. Now you're getting less. Now you're getting less. All of a sudden, you're in a situation. That's why you get the same money. You get the same money, then you put yourself in position to double that money, triple that money, because you got to do things like that. And what that means, whether you double, expand your operation, expand your product, do pop ups, whatever, reconnect. We ain't doing that, man. We
Yeah.
not
Hey,
like that. Now there's a few that I know that do things like that, but for the most part, when it comes to the new tech and getting into that and incorporating that to your brick and mortar business, shit, no,
yeah.
they ain't messing with
Man,
it.
hey, at the end of the day, man, I'm not saying that we set up for failure.
No,
What
I'm
I'm
not
saying
saying that
is,
either.
at the end of the day, I'm saying that there's gonna be obstacles in the way, but it is most definitely
What
possible
is the
for us
obstacle?
to thrive as business people,
What,
sellers versus
what's the
consumers.
what's the obstacle?
Oh man, there's so many. I just mentioned
Bruh,
some.
bruh, I get. Check this out. Check this
But
out.
I'm not trying to focus on that
Now
right
hold
now.
on.
I mentioned all that
I'm
earlier.
I'm the lone black man right here. Okay, I get my produce cheaper than what Walmart buy they shit for. And that's just me. But that's talking. That's building those relationships.
Mhm.
There was nothing holding me back from that. The only thing that was holding me back was me. And like I said, what's wrong with somebody said, oh, no, we're not interested. Or, oh, no, whatever, But there's going to be some yeses. And when I got the yeses, all of a sudden, the access change. All of a sudden, my line expands. All of a sudden, I'm in competition. It's a different level, but nothing
Yeah,
held me back. Nothing.
absolutely. Okay. Okay, let me pick and choose these words a little better.
Nah, nah,
What
bro.
I'm
I'm
trying to say
understand.
right about now, I'm trying to move into a different, you know what I'm saying,
I got you, bro.
a different, you know, category
Okay.
by saying that, okay, that stuff very well might be true. There are certain things like, sometimes we might not be able to get that small business loan. However, there is still ways for us to thrive, what your examples, included, that there are ways for us to thrive and be better businessmen, better businesswomen, just overall run better businesses. And that goes through educating ourselves on uh, whether it's uh, whatever the business may be, whether it's elect a trade, whether it's being an electrician. Learn everything that you can about being an electrician and working the business side of that particular field. Whether you're selling a product, learn the details on that product, but also learn the business side of selling that particular product. And I think sometimes that's where some of us fail, is because we're experts at what we're selling, but we're not experts at selling it.
Well, okay. I always tell folks that if you want to do business or get into business for yourself, make sure that what you're doing is something that you absolutely love.
Oh, no doubt. That's yeah.
No, and the reason why I say that, because if you look at it as you just selling something, your love for it, it's gonna be like one of them relations, like a high school relationship where you in love with this girl. The next thing you know, a month later, you hate her guts.
Right. And then you're moving on to something else, and
Yeah,
you
you
really
moving
haven't
on.
even yeah.
Absolutely,
I've seen it.
absolutely,
I've seen it before. Yeah.
absolutely. So I would, yeah, as far as like whatever it is that we do, everybody has a skill set, and it only takes a few dollars just to invest in that skill set and to make that skill set flourish. Whatever that skill set is, it doesn't matter, because the highway, the interconnecting internet highway, the cyber highway, whatever you want to call it, it's there. It's there, and it's got a massive pulse to it, and it's taking on everybody because it's allowing you to commerce with your skill set on just about on pretty much any level. It's right there.
Yeah, and you
So
know how I
it's
talk bad
it's
about social
growth.
media.
I don't.
Now
I can't.
is
I can't.
social media is like one of the best places for entrepreneurs, small businesses to thrive, because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
you
can't.
have so much stuff at your fingertips. You don't have to go out of state so much. Now it's like you can
Not
connect
at
with
all.
somebody in the next state instantly.
Instantly.
So there's again, like I've mentioned before, there's benefits, but overall, I don't
I don't know what the non benefits are. That part I don't know.
think. For a business person, social
Yeah.
media, excellent, excellent.
No, I'm just saying.
My
That's what I'm
my
saying. You
my
said
my
it.
turn off is for the average person who all they do is just, get up, open up their deal, start scrolling, and just get lost in the sauce,
Oh, that well.
trying to get information off of social media. No, no, you're not gonna get no real information off of that. That's a
It's
whole
it's
nother subject.
it's like the ocean, man. I mean, it's part of the ecology. You got your whales, your sharks. You got
Right.
everything serves its purpose. Those people who get lost in the sauce, they're like very beneficial to us. If they sit and watch this show, they may be like, man, fuck this show, fuck what they talking about and X, Y, and Z. But it really doesn't matter because it benefits us both ways, whether they hate it or love it. So that is part of the ecology of the whole thing. They're the ones that get lost in that stuff. Then you got other people that's like, okay, I need to build some bridges and interconnect some things because this is going to allow tremendous monetary gain from it. You know what I'm saying? Or I need to advance my skill set and let people know that, hey, I can do tattoos, or hey, I can cut grass and remodel houses, or I can paint, I can do this, I can do that. So it allows that on that level. It's pretty much what do if all you want to do is bullshit, or if you're a bullshit person, hey, there's a place for you online.
Yeah.
If you're a hardworking person and that's what you like doing, hey, there's a place for you online. Got a business, you want people to know about it, hey, there's a place for you online. Good, bad, in the middle, all of it is online. It's pretty much a big neutral cyberspace area that's got a whole bunch of virtual departments to it that you can tap in and get some things going. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. There, I guess it would, for me, the bad stuff, I guess, uh, well, I don't see it. Like, even the social media stuff to me is not really bad, because it's like I understand it more. Like, this is just what that is. You got people who are just uninspired, and this is their life. Their life is gossip, drama. Uh, that's what fuels their life. They're fortified by that. That's, man. You hear what so and so said about this, said about that. Yeah, I get that. That's just part of the ecology. They benefit somebody that's in business. They benefit them. There's somebody
Yeah.
that owns some type of news site or whatever that is getting buku paid for advertisers because they like to sit on that site or whatever and just read and go through their content. So everybody everybody benefits on it some way, somehow. Do I recommend getting caught up in it? Hell no. Don't get caught. Well, don't get caught up in all that drama and blah shit that they
Utilize
put
it
out
for
there.
a purpose. That's what I would say.
Yeah, yeah,
Utilize it for a purpose.
yes.
Whatever
Please,
that purpose may be,
please,
utilize it for a purpose.
please, absolutely. I highly recommend it, because it's money out there in them hills, man. It really is. There's some serious dough out there. It's just, yeah, we got some distractions and things like that, but shit. It's like I said, there's two things that they gonna offer us: money and money, and they gonna come with some tactics. And neither one is of great benefit to us, because they see something we don't. They see something we never even thought about paying attention to. Oh damn, they own that house. They got that land over there. Well, shit, they got that land over here. Let's offer them this. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing that they're gonna use it for this and benefit way more than what we ever could have. One thing that affected us through land laws that I didn't like bring up was basically the trauma of bondage, the PTSD of 400 years of bondage. Yes, owning land under
Oh
those
yeah.
pretenses. What happens is you be like, you know what? My mother's mother, father did this land, did this, and picked this for this person, and did this, and I don't want to do it no more. I want to
Exactly.
sell it and get out of there. Yeah, but not
Exactly.
real. Hold on, it's not realizing that yes, you're dealing with generations of trauma. So the thought process of where that came from is going, yeah, let me sell this, not realizing, damn, man, they just sold the wealth of their generations by doing that, because they didn't pay it. They wasn't thinking that
They
way.
didn't
And
know.
they went to go integrate. Man,
Yeah.
it's two people I blame. It's two people I blame for this integration situation that we in. One is the house Negro. The house Negro closer to his master and everything. So of course they get a chance to witness a whole bunch of good old white society and what it's like, and what they basically dangle those freedoms that the house Negro would most definitely love to partake in. Okay. Two, the biracial Negro, the ones that come out of rape being taken advantage of course, they were brought in special situations where they most definitely get a chance to get involved in that white society and white way, because they are a half of that. Okay, so they get a chance to get little pieces and maybe get a chance to get some higher education or X, Y, and Z. So they bring this dream of man, we can do this and we can do this and do this. And you tell that to the field Negro, who really field Negro just wanted his freedom or their freedom, right? And not be traded because they was just utilized for work, but they were skillful, resourceful people, right? So you sell those dreams of integrating into a society that's like, oh, well, you can have the same thing that the white folks have. Man, we do it all the time. This is the house Negro speaking and the biracial Negro speaking, saying that, hey, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. All of a sudden, now it's like, well, yeah, man, yeah, we can do this and we can do this. So let's give up. We want to give up our land. We want to get out of this situation because we being threatened. We being this. We being that. So let's get out this situation and go into this situation right here, which
But was it
didn't turn
really?
out to be better. It didn't. It wasn't a better situation at all.
But was it really the so-called house Negro and the so-called biracial Negro that was telling the field Negro to, hey, sell all of your land and go over
No,
here?
no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
I was
wasn't at
gonna
all.
say I don't think
It
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 was.
wasn't at all.
I
It wasn't at
thought
all. It's the it's
I
the
thought
it's
it
the
was.
idea of.
Okay. I thought it was those. Again, there most definitely was some house Negroes and some field Negroes. I will not deny that. However, all of them, I wouldn't group all of them in the same. I wouldn't group every house Negro as a negative. No more would
You
I
think
group
so?
every. No more as I would group every field Negro as the same. Hear me out. The
Really?
reason the reason why I say
Okay.
that, like the younger me would say that the older me who has read, a little bit more and understood a little bit more now sees it differently because based on what I've grown to learn is that sometimes that house Negro strategically chose to be in the house so they could learn uh, the ways of so-called master, you know,
Okay. Okay.
with the ultimate goal of being free and using
Okay.
those skills to help their people prosper and
Okay.
grow as being free.
Okay. So let's say the absorption of knowledge, right? And the absorption of all that information right there. You don't think he communicated that to the field Negroes? You don't think that made it some way through there to
Yeah.
them?
Yeah, most
Don't you
definitely
think
they
that
did.
that don't you think that that translated into some dreams and aspirations of field Negroes out of their situation?
Well, all I'm saying is that I no longer envision the term "Are you a house nigga? Are you a field nigga?" as a
Oh
positive
no
or
no
a
no
negative. What
yeah
I'm
you
saying is I
talking
don't.
about yeah, I'm not listen yeah I'm not using any of that as a derogatory. I'm
Mhm.
using it because they actually existed. That's
Most
like
definitely.
calling somebody like somebody calling somebody an Uncle Tom. When I hear somebody use that terminology, I usually judge that person that use it because they don't know what the hell they talking about. Uncle Tom is not. If you ever read Uncle Tom's Cabin, you'll start to realize if you comprehend what you're reading that Uncle Tom was actually one of our like a black superhero. Okay, the person that they want to say is that I guess what they mean by is the Sambo,
Right.
but not the one in the book. But Uncle Tom, no, Uncle Tom's is a hero,
Yeah,
straight
it
up.
was
He
it
wasn't
was
no
the meaning.
subservient.
Yeah, the
He wasn't
meaning was
no
taken on
subservient
being free.
ass kissing black man. He was not at all. Not
Mhm.
at all. The one who was the subservient ass kissing black man who wanted to kill his own people just for favor of white folks was Sambo. But Uncle Tom, uh-uh. Black man, didn't drink, didn't do any crazy shit. Was God fearing. Even protected the slaves out there that picked cotton. He made sure that everybody had the correct pounds of cotton because he would take his cotton and make sure that they had the correct pound so they wouldn't be punished by the masters or the taskmasters. That's not a derogatory, that's not a derogatory term. This dude protected and believed in his own people. Sambo, on the other hand, Sambo begged his master, Master, I know what it is. Just let me go over there. I kill him. I guarantee I'll do this. I'll do that. That is the one. But we don't use that. We keep
Right.
calling folks, oh, you Uncle Tom, Uncle Tom. Now we gotta watch. Like I said, money and
Words
tactics.
matter. Yeah,
Money and
I get
tactics.
where you're going. We got to watch the words that we use and make sure we're using them in an accurate manner.
Yeah. No, well, see, for me, when I hear somebody say that, bruh, I'm already judging them. Because that lets me know that they probably never even read a word out of the book.
Right.
They probably never even
They have probably just gone with hearing the term on.
absolutely, absolutely. But when I say house Negro, I mean that because they actually existed, not as a derogatory statement. I don't mean I'm not
Well,
throwing any.
no, I heard you, and I heard you. I was saying it like that, but since you're bringing it up like this again, I can bring it back and say that back to your point. I don't think that they were the ones that sold the dream to I don't think they were the ones that sold the false dream to the field Negro.
Really? You don't think so?
I, I,
You don't think so?
I don't think it was them who sold the false dream.
I won't this one I
Don't
won't
get me
say
wrong. I
I
mean, in
won't
the way
say
that
I will
not
not say that it was I will
generally
not say that
speaking,
it
for
was
sure.
primarily them.
That's what I'm saying.
I will not
Don't
say
say
it
that
was
it's
primarily them.
primarily them. If that's
No. No, nothing. No, I can't, yeah, I can't say that, oh, it was primarily them. No, they actually they had something to do with it. Most definitely had something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially think about that. Think about think about think about the house Negro during uh Christmas Eve.
I
What does the
think the
house
house thing. I
what
think
does the house Negro
overall.
see? What no,
Go
what
ahead.
does the
Go ahead.
house Negro see? What does the house Negro see in December and Christmas Eve? The house Negro. What's the house Negro? Matter of fact, what does the house Negro see on the 4th of July? Matter of fact, even the field niggas get a chance to see that. What do they see on these holidays, these American holidays that us black folk were in bondage in, but they see the white folks acting accordingly and doing their thing. What what does that bring across to the house Negro? Seeing these white folks partying and got music and everything, and they taking care of like, wow, man, this is what it's like. This is what it's like. You don't think that had an influence? You don't
I
think that
think
they could pass
now.
that
I think.
information?
I think the definition now of that house Negro. Yeah, those are the ones who are yeah. But I don't know, man. It just there's a lot more details in there that we ain't really
I'm not.
mentioning.
I'm reiterate. I'm not laying it squarely on them, but I will say that they are participants in it because they encourage generations of them moving ahead from the freed Negroes of every affiliation, house or field or whatever. There, those ideas manifested that hey, you can live as a white person when they, it's like, nah, man, you can right now in 2021, we're trying to live as black people. We're not trying to live as no white people. We're trying to live as
Absolutely,
black people.
absolutely.
Then, then that
But
idea was sold as, hey, you can have the same protections and comforts as white people. So let's beat this segregation by sitting in places that we want to give our money to these places that don't even want us there. So we're gonna sit in because we want to eat just like the white people, not realizing that hey, on our side of town, we got restaurants and stuff too that we could eat and have and grow our economy. We
and that's
destroyed
what I want to
ourselves.
get to. That's what I want to get to.
We
Yeah.
destroyed ourselves, our own economy, just to get with white folks.
Well,
That's the fact.
that's what I want to get to, man, because eh, it was people, that were well educated that started their own cities: Redwood, Greenwood, Tulsa,
Okay.
Oklahoma,
Absolutely.
Wilmington, North Carolina,
Absolutely.
Chicago in its beginning days.
Absolutely.
So many places
Absolutely.
that were established by Black folks who was
Absolutely.
not trying to segregate. They were trying to. I'm sorry, they wasn't trying to integrate. Rather, they
I
was
don't.
trying to have their own
I don't.
situation
I
right
don't
here. Hey,
see.
this is our part of town. We gonna
Uh,
grow this and work together, do business with each other
right.
as much as we can.
Right.
But ultimately, when they started seeing all of us doing that, they was jealous. They were jealous, and they was like, "Look at the Black
But it.
folks
But it was
having
still
their
in.
own
It was
business and
still
having
in
their
its
own land.
inception.
They think they better than us, so we finna
Still in
go
its
burn their
inception.
stuff down."
Still in its inception. The idea of it and it going on in its practice was in its inception. Yes, there was growth. Yes, significant growth and benefit and power. Yes, in its inception. Yes, it was destroyed in its inception. Okay, why? Because we're not protected. We don't have any. We didn't have those rights of protection, meaning that yes, we had there's constitutional rights there, but they were not granted to black folks because black folks weren't viewed as first class citizens,
Right.
so
But now check
therefore
this out.
you're just vulnerable, you can be attacked.
But now check this out. When something like that happens back then, okay, there very well might have been a whole bunch of black owned businesses and doctors and storefront owners. But
Uh-huh.
when their kids are maybe like 5 at the time and they see
Yes.
mama
Uh-oh.
and daddy shooting, burning, throwing torches,
Okay.
back to what we said earlier, generational trauma.
Yes.
the- I think again, there's so many details that we might miss, and then we blame certain people for the reason why our situation, some of people's
I ain't
situation
bl-
is the way that it is now.
I ain't blaming
I'm
shit.
speaking in general. I'm speaking
Yeah,
in
I
general.
get you. I
But what
get
I'm getting at is that that 5-year-old who saw all of that would have been the one who would have walked in their father or mother's footprints and kept that business going or went into the same field as their mother or father. But being traumatized by all that negative stuff that happened around them, they want to go in the opposite direction. They don't want to have nothing to do with. Sometimes this happens. I'm saying sometimes this happens. Not saying all the time this happens, but
you.
sometimes the mentality of those individuals who experience stuff like that, which is trauma, they go in
Right.
the opposite direction. They don't want to have nothing to do with what would have made them successful.
Okay. There are pieces of that's like, yeah, okay, that has an effect. But then there's another effect where it's like, fuck them. They not gonna do to me what they did to my paw or my meemaw. They ain't gonna fuck them. I'm finna do this. Yeah, that was my meemaw land. I'm finna do this because this is how Paw and meemaw would have wanted this. So fuck them. They sit up there and shot my meemaw and burned and hung my paw and did this. Fuck them. You still have the element of resentment. You still have that element there. It's like, you know what? I'm inspired to do these things because I resent what was done. Then yeah, you have those people that's like, you know what? Oh my God, well, I won't do it because I'm afraid. This is what this is, so let's not touch it. Yeah, but it's that's the oval the you have people that resent it, and you got people that set up, and what you said, they're very fearful of applied action. I
The
get
only
that.
The
I
only
get that.
reason why I brought that scenario up, though, is because I don't necessarily blame. anybody from our, from the past, like our ancestors from the past. They all made the best decision they could have made based on their particular circumstances. Now,
Okay.
can I be
Okay.
upset at the house Negro? Yes, because I would consider myself more so a field Negro. But at the same time, you, I can't blame any of them back then. You know what I'm saying? Because who knew the type of, I don't know. It's just when you look at it as a
I don't know.
whole, it's like, man, I can't blame them. There's all types of
Yeah,
different scenarios, and people make decisions based on
I
certain
got you.
circumstances. I wouldn't have made a decision to sell out. I would never make a decision to sell out my
I got.
brother, or sell out my friend just so I can be successful, or just so I can benefit from something. No,
Right. I got you. But at the same time, yeah, I'm more like, if there was any motivation, you know, for us black folks to take on a system, you know, it's that. Yeah, I can't blame house Negroes for this. I can't blame this for that. I can't do this because they did, like you said, they did what they had to do. But I most definitely, for the situations that are going on in 2021, I can blame me for not doing anything.
absolutely.
I can blame me for just sitting up
Fast
and
forward
saying,
to the
and,
present
and,
day,
and
yeah.
being resentful and giving every reason not to do something. Oh, well, I can't do this because of this. Oh, I can't do this because of that. I can't do this because of this. I can't do that because of this. No, no, the facts are is that I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. And it's not just me. Everybody can.
No
Especially
doubt.
people that look like me. Everybody can. Like, yeah, I can do this. I can do that. There has to be an awakening. Okay. There has to be. We got to get up out of the sleep hole, man, and quit that. Yeah, well, that word, I hear that. They this, they say that. They, who the fuck is they? Because they ain't shit. Whoever they ain't shit.
Depending on the subject,
I
depending
don't,
on the topic.
man, no, I can't listen, I can't give power to a system, you know what I'm saying, that from what I know as a black man ain't worth shit. Ain't nothing. I can go all the way around it to get what I need done. It's just about being smart. Um, Poor white folks did it for years. That's why they have the industry that they have now. NASCAR, the moonshine and liquor and all that other shit, because uh they went through a lot by illegal means to get what they got, and now they have it what they have, and now it's legal. They did it through human trafficking. They did it through free labor. It's a lot of things, you know. So my thing is, why can't we put it in our mind to acquire? Fuck all these reasons that, oh, I can't do this because of that. I can't do this because of they said this. I can't do this because that's a lie. You can do
There's no
whatever the
can't.
fuck you want to do.
Yeah, there's no can't. There very well might be obstacles in the way, but there's no can't.
There are always going to be obstacles. Everything that you do, even the shit that they say you can do, comes with obstacles. Everything comes with it. Listen, there was a study at Texas A&M where they were growing. They had gardens and they were growing all types of vegetables. Right? No, I'm sorry, it wasn't vegetables. They were growing. They were growing weeds. They were studying weeds. Right? So they had this
Where
garden. They
at
studying all these different weeds, right? They studying the nature of these weeds because they want to create solutions to get rid of weeds in gardens, right? I mean, not in gardens, but in yards and stuff. So they want to create these things. So they study.
Oh,
Now,
you talking about weeds.
yeah,
Okay.
weeds, not weed, but
Yeah.
weeds,
Okay.
weeds. So the biggest problem that they had with those weeds was other weeds going in the garden. What that means, what that translates is everything you do, you're going to have some type of stipulation, complication, some type of obstacle, something there that's going to test who you are, test how thick that skin is so you can move on to the next level. Okay. Everything. So you can't say, oh well, I can't do this because of this. Man, you know what? Even if they say you can't do it, you should do it because you know you can do it. See, we got to get the mentality that we know we can do it. And if it's about acquiring information, there are many institutions here. They're called libraries. If we don't want to get on our phone, they're called libraries where we can actually go into the library free of charge and acquire knowledge for an hour, 2 hours a day. We can acquire knowledge on whatever it is that we need. But we too stuck on what they won't let us do or how we can't do this. And I'm like, I don't know who they is, and I don't know what are these obstacles are. But if you create an obstacle for yourself because you don't want to do it, you have to ask yourself, is it really that's just the fact that you just don't want to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, anybody who puts up so many, or makes rather, so many excuses on why something can't be,
Yeah,
obviously they need to look in the mirror because they are their own problems. So yeah,
absolutely.
I would agree with that. Like I say, man, there's no can't in anything. We can all do whatever the hell we want to do.
That's the facts.
You
No, that's
know,
that's absolute facts,
yeah,
man.
like I say, there might be some obstacles, but as you stated, which I agree with that. Yeah, there's obstacles in anything, but do you want to be persistent or do you want to give up? I'm all the way with that. I mean, I'm all the way with that psychology. You know, uh,
This
uh,
the truth.
if you want to do something, you first got to make your mind up that you want to do it. Then you got to put one foot forward in doing it.
Well,
So,
you gotta love doing it though.
well, that too.
No, I'm just saying you really have to love doing it, man. I mean, it's just naturally what it is. You have to have a love, you have to have a passion and desire
Kind
to
of,
do it.
kind of like this. I love talking about shit like this.
Say, man, but hey, we put some great. Hey, I'm telling you right now, this is just great content, bro. People listen to these back and forths, and I'm telling you right now, they getting something out of it. That's what I like. We putting it in space so somebody can say what these motherfuckers talking about, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna sit up there and listen and listen and listen and listen. Like, wow, man, I like this. I like that. Well, I
Yeah,
don't
I
like
mean,
that.
where
This
can you go and have two black men talking about, issues and trying to come up with solutions in the midst of talking about it? Yeah, we talking about stuff, and yeah, we might point the finger at some negative stuff, but at the end of the day, we want to look at the positive,
absolutely.
and how to move
We
forward.
want results, but in order to do that, in order to get results, well, put it like this, man, we have to tell some very my mode is I have to tell some very uncomfortable truths. I have to tell some things and say some things a certain way to where it does cause some type of reaction. And the reason being is um if you were to cut yourself, right? The body reacts to it by what? Uh Starting the process of healing itself. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. If I give you an uncomfortable truth or something that's absolute truth, but you don't like it, so that means that it's hitting you a certain type of way because you know it is what it is, and it's one of them cutting truths. But it's cutting you, but at the same time, it's starting to heal you because you know you got it on your mind, you know you angry about it, and you know that stuff that is coming out of it is fuming out of you. It's gonna fume out by way of words and actions. You know what I'm saying? Based off of the anger that was stimulated through that truth. But at the end of it, when that smoke clears, you start to rationalize, like, man, yeah, now what can I do about that, man? I need to take care of that because that can't,
What
yeah,
can I
he's
do about it?
yeah, he's right, man. What can I do about that? Well, that's what it starts. See, when you've already submitted to what can I do, when your mind says, well, what can I do about that, brother? 9 times out of 10, you're gonna find out, and you're gonna do exactly what it is to correct that shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, hey, me and my partners, man, the way that me and my partners roll, uh, we might talk about all the issues and we might talk about a problem, but before it's over with, the question is, what can we do about it? What's the solution to this problem?
Yeah,
And then act on that.
yeah,
One, two,
absolutely, man.
uh, you think positive, you put positive, you think positive, you say positive. The natural laws of attraction is going to bring that back to you into
Yeah,
fruition. Ooh,
yeah.
I don't want to get too deep on you, player,
No, no.
but
I mean,
but
gladly you can get deep on that, but
most
it's
definitely,
same.
man, the laws of
Nothing's holding us
attraction,
back.
you speak it into an existence, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, some people pray, some people meditate, whatever your deal is. But at the end of the day, you speak it into an existence. You speak it first, you speak it, and it's going to, the universe will make a way to make that happen.
Absolutely.
No doubt about
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
We all just need to be eyes open and aware to see that, you know, coming back to us, because sometimes we don't see it coming back to us. We spoke it into an existence months ago, but we don't
Oh
see it
yeah.
coming to us today.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes.
but you know, you have to speak it though.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if listen, if it don't come out, if it don't come out, won't nothing happen. Nothing's gonna get done. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna bother and say, well, fuck what you talking about. And the reason why they say fuck what you talking about is because their mind is scarred, so they react off of it. So they immediately want to say fuck what you talking about, but they know what you said is sensible, logical, and it hits where it needs to hit, but
Mhm.
it'll steady echo in their mind to a point to where it's like, man, dude was kind of right. I need to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about that. Let me spark that. Let me say some things that you're totally uncomfortable with, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Let me say some
It's
shit
up
that's
to
gonna
us.
bother you a little bit, but it's the truth.
It's up to us to figure out the solutions to all whatever the problem might be. It's most definitely up to us to figure out that solution and move in the direction of solving it. Because
Yes.
on the other side of that solution, oh man, it's beautiful on the other side of that solution. Because
Yeah.
when you don't go to the other side of that solution, you just dealing with the problem. And
Well,
if you
that's
just
what
want
we've been dealing with.
that could cause a bitter and miserable individual. Apply that to any subject, whether you want to move into a business, whether you want to move into a job, whether you want to in a relationship. you know all all of those subjects is gonna run into a problem.
Yeah.
But if you can't figure out a solution, then you just gonna be, you're gonna be stuck. But once you move into
Yeah.
that solution, then on the other side of that, man, it's all good. It's all
Well,
good.
it's gonna be obstacles to get to that, but
Yeah.
it is. It's gonna be some man, bro. It's people will turn against you. Okay, people will turn against you.
But don't
You'll
get me
start having
started on that. Mhm.
paperwork problems, all that stuff. It's just little obstacles, man. It's always gonna be there, whether it be small shit, big shit. It's a test.
Yeah. As we get older, obviously I'm pretty sure you've lost friends who you've once uh you know been with and
Bruh,
in your growth as
I've
an
had family
individual.
members. I've had
Yeah.
family members. I have family members. You know, it's more of a, you get the lukewarm reception for the, doing the hot sauce and stuff, and in the beginning, then all of a sudden now it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Friends, family. Hey, man,
So
don't. At the end of the day, man, if you are the same individual that you were when you was 20, that you are as a in your 40s or 30s,
yeah,
something wrong with you. You've done something wrong, because my motto is constant elevation
yes,
and constant growth. If I'm
yes,
not growing, if I'm not elevating to something higher and forward,
yes.
then I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Already, man. That's
And
what we
on that
talking
note,
about.
I'm gonna fall back.
Now, that's what it is. Growth and elevation. That's something that we don't really talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Like now now just putting that type of stuff, that type of influence out on platforms is like what we need to have, that not just from one root source but from many sources, you know what I'm saying, where we could talk about growing and elevating, because that needs to be the trending topic. So I don't care if there's 100 shows that's talking about growth and elevation. I would thank God if there was 100 shows talking about growth and elevation. I would thank God if there was 1,000 shows talking about growth and elevation amongst black men, because we know that's a trend that could change the mind of a lot of black folks and start thinking about what they can do as opposed to what they can't do. So that's most definitely the mind state that I'm in, that I've always been in. And the reason being is because it's the absolute truth, because I got the proven facts that is what it is. It's like you've let the matter take over your mind, when it should be your mind that's taking over the matter. You know what I'm saying? And when we get to that point about, oh well, this matter is bigger than me. No, man, it never was and never will be. It never was and never will be. All it takes, man, look at your environment, do the research, take the proper action, and stop giving in to foolish bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We got to be a lot better than that, and we got to eliminate the reasons for not, and just say, hey, man, I'm think like a king. We're powerful and do kingly things, man, and take care of your business.
Bam.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Hey,
how it is. Do that, because it's in you. It's right there planted. The seed is in you. You just have to put the things in motion to make it take root and make it grow and blossom into whatever it is. And you're gonna be whatever that is that's inside of you.
right
But
there.
giving in to, money tactics, deceptions, and things like that, and then we're uninspired simply because we've been beaten down so by what we see on the news, what we see on the internet, the stuff that we hear and stuff. We get beat down, and we are a pretty depressed people. A lot of us are very depressed, and we're fighting depression, and we're dealing with a lot of stuff in a lot of different ways. So yeah, it brings us to draw certain conclusions that work against us. But just remember, we drew those conclusions. We have a chance to take care of those by addressing those feelings, getting past those feelings, and putting some motivation forward that could have some positive outcomes. So yeah, that's where I'm at, man. And I'm gonna keep that same attitude, simply because I'm speaking from my experiences. I'm speaking from, I never let this be this, because this is how I did this. For those that say, oh, well, you can't do this. Well, Can't nobody tell me, okay? Can't nobody tell me that I can't do something. Okay?
Absolutely.
Can't I it just I don't care. I don't care if I don't care who you are. I don't care what you represent. You know what I'm saying? It's some oh well you can't do this and this and this. Let me see. And I'm only like that because you told me that I can't do it. Then come to find out I can do it. Not only can I can do it, I can do it in such a way that it's awesome. It's the end to it is like these is incredible. You know what I'm saying? But this was based off of what you said I can't do. So we all need to have that particular mentality that yeah, but we have to have that passion though. It's not so much mentality, but it really is passion. The passion is going to spark the mentality. They go hand in hand. The passion actually fuels it because you're passionate about it. You love it. You want to do it. So it doesn't feel like work to you. You're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And people see it and they admire it. And then all of a sudden they become your consumers of what it is that's nothing to you, but you're passionate about it and you love what it is. All of a sudden you start to elevate, you start to grow from that. You know what I'm saying? So it's for me, it's passion is the spark. Yeah, we can, oh man, just go do your business. Yeah, you can go do a business, but just think if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that passion, it ain't going, it's, yeah, you can have a business, but I guarantee
Once you
you,
hit that plateau, that's it.
oh,
You ain't
bruh,
going nowhere further than that.
I've seen it. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
They hit that plateau and that's it. And then they like, oh man, shit, that ain't going no further than this. Well, why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? You're responsible for all the money that you get from your business is a reinvestment into your business.
We
That's
are the captains of our own ship.
That's it. It's just a reinvestment. Some people look at it as like, oh man, I make 12, $16,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I'm finna, start, blowing this money because that's what folks do when they get shit like that. They start blowing it on unnecessary shit. They don't adapt the mentality that man, if I got $16,000 for the month of my business, then my business made $16,000 a month, so let me start, reinvesting because I want to expand this. I want to do some commercials for this. I want to get on TV. I want to branch this out and do this. You know what I'm saying? Not that $16,000 could be turned into, $56,000. You know what I'm saying? It just you you gotta start really, thinking that way. But I get it. Some folks have that mentality where they get a bunch of money, they get that 15,000, that $12,000, and they think that they on top of the world, so they go ahead and go get that Mercedes or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, and be in debt, and then they hit one of them pockets, so they get into that plateau. All of a sudden, man, I don't know how I'm gonna pay on this. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to let that go. You know what I'm saying? We start taking losses deep in the game because we start smelling our ass and thinking think we piss wine. You know what I'm saying? So nah, it's just reinvestment is elevation. That's part of growth. That's part of growth and elevation is reinvesting, being smart. Say, oh yeah, let me keep. Before you know it, you got this thing that's like, man, what am I gonna do with this? I got this big thing now. I can have my way. I can do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's all I'm pushing. I'm pushing that mentality. You
Yep.
know, I'm pushing that. I don't, all the other stuff, what can't, the can'ts, okay. But for me, if I could just, stomp out a can't, choke out a can't, suffocate a can't, set a can't on fire, I do it. And I've done it. And
Yeah, I don't like can'ts either, man. When somebody tell me I can't do something, that just makes me want to do it to prove you wrong.
yeah, for sure.
It's only what I want to do and what I don't want to do.
There you
It's not what I can't do.
go. Right,
What I can't
right,
do. It's what I
right.
want to do and what I don't want. And
Absolutely,
I'm gonna be
man.
honest with you, it's some shit I don't want to do.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And what's and what you have to do. Like, hey, man, I don't want to end this show, but I know I have to. I know I have to, dog. I know I don't want to end the show, but I know I have to. So, because we'll be up, yeah, 2 hours we up. So, man, we put 2 hours in. That's always good. Um,
2 hours and we didn't even talk about some of the other stuff that we was gonna talk about.
well, hey, man, I'm gonna tell you like this.
But I'll take it.
But this was like some juicy stuff, man. This was very good stuff.
Yeah.
I think that the viewers watching on the stream, the after stream of this, will probably really appreciate the dialogue, the back and forth on it, man, because we are kind of sparking a generation of folks that's really trying to discover some things, and they're not paying attention to a lot of bullshit, and they interested in conversations like this. These are conversations where people could like gather some stuff from. They like the objective opinions. They like the viewpoints. They have a different understanding. They want to understand. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I think what we're doing is a great contribution. And just like you said, man, we one show away. We always one show away that some show that we put out is going to be hitting on every damn cylinder, and somebody going to share it, and then another person going to share it, and then another person going to share it, and before you know it, bam. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep pushing, man, because we're going to get this thing out the mud. It's coming strictly out the mud, but we're just one show away. Hell, this might be the show. You know what I'm saying? Last show might be the show, but I know we're always one show away, just like you said, one show away from it just breaking, popping, man.
That the truth is right there.
All right, cool. Everybody, man, we're gonna call it, we're gonna wrap the show up. This was a great show. Episode 5, I believe. 5, show number 5, I believe. Yes. We just wrapped up show number 5 of the Banging Steel show. I'm going to revisit. I'm gonna revisit the old show format, and we're gonna. I got some tricks up my sleeves that I've been messing around with, testing this thing. So, yeah, it's something better, but the show been the original Banging Steel shows was like they were special because they had a lot going. They had they had the music, the background music. They had the commercials. They had all kind of stuff going on in there, man. We had some things going on in those shows. So this is the new stuff, the new format. Of course I gotta bring in the new wrinkles and stuff. So we'll have that breaking off real soon, man. Real soon. I'm working on it. See, they got my boy all froze up. He's all froze up. So let me call it I'm gonna call it a show. Appreciate y'all tuning in and watching the Bang and Steel show. Deuces.